Rise and shine, Rwanda. It's Wednesday, the 25th of November.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Ivan Magwene.
And me, Yvette Shimbusho.
Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. So, getting started. Yvette, what do you have for us today?
Imagine, you know how people say that we have to live environmentally friendly? Now imagine living within your home, like homes that are, let's say, green homes.
Okay.
So I'll tell you more about that later.
All right. Sherry, what's in the world of lifestyle?
Well, let's just say it's almost Christmas, and the Christmas fever is already spreading. I'll give you, more about that.
All right. In the world of sports?
Yeah, a lot has been happening, and Rwanda failed to win the East African Golf Challenge at the home soil. They became second in a row after the one they played at Entebbe last year. They failed to win at home, and I'll take you through everything as it happened as Uganda won the tournament.
All right.
More in details.
All right, there you go, Moses. Well, all that more and still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. Accountancy is an emerging sector in the Rwandan economy. Although the number of qualified accountants in the country is still low, it has increased over time. The Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Rwanda, ISPA, was established in 2009. And the National Bank of Rwanda, Benin, regulates financial reporting of banks and non-financial institutions and the Companies Act of 2009, setting out the framework for the auditing in the country. Rwanda is systematically aligning its accounting and auditing profession with international best practice standards. In our today's story of the day, we discuss certain issues affecting taxation and auditing services in Rwanda. And joining us today in studio is Mr. Msinguzi Angelo, Manager of Tax Services at KPMG Rwanda. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you, Ivan.
Now, from any person from the business world, I'm pretty sure KPMG is a very well-known brand. But briefly tell us a little bit about KPMG and specifically KPMG Rwanda.
Yeah, KPMG Rwanda is an audit, tax and advisory firm. We operate globally, but we're also a member of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Rwanda.
Yes.
We do tax, audit and advisory services across different sectors of the economy, including government entities and international NGOs.
All right. So it's been 5 years since KPMG opened doors in Rwanda. I want you to kindly walk us through your journey on the Rwandan market. What kind of impact also it has created so far?
Thank you, Ivan. Well, actually, it's not only 5 years, because we have been operating as KPMG East Africa in Rwanda.
For more than 5 years?
For more than 5 years, since 2000 actually we are here.
Okay.
But we have been operating offshore, coming and going back on assignment to assignment basis. But now we have a fully-fledged farm with enough resources locally, and we are here for 5 years. So the journey has been very good. Of course, with challenges as starting companies,
yes,
especially when it comes to human resource. In Rwanda, we have a challenge of human resource, especially to do with advisory services. But we are working on that, and we are training our local staff to manage and mitigate that challenge. But we have done some impact locally, and we are continuing to do impact, because when we talk about auditing or tax advisory or other advisory services, we are talking about corporate governance. And we have assisted banks, we have assisted insurance companies, we have assisted government entities and individuals to comply with the requirements, as you said, for different authorities. For example, when we talk about central bank, for banks, insurance companies, and microfinance institutions, we talk about tax revenue, one revenue which is dealing with compliance. We assist taxpayers to comply and pay right taxes. And we advise across sectors of the economy, companies that are in restructuring phases, companies that need capital for investment, capital ventures and so on. Capital market companies want to list. All those things require auditing and advisory services.
Yes.
And we provide that like other firms.
Yes.
We're not the only one doing that, but we assist in achieving those objectives.
Yes, and of course, exactly, this is where I wanted you to mention a little bit deeper into the kind of services you do offer. One of the key services that I like about it is the advisory services. But I want you to, for a person, a lay person who's doing business, I want you to clarify, what kind of advisory services are you giving to these people? And if so, should all people, do you target all specific people, individuals, or you target certain firms or even small SMEs businesses?
Actually, we do not target any firm. They target us
to
get advisory services. And I want to talk about what we advise. Just to give you an example, because there are many. One of the challenges our companies locally are facing is access to capital.
Yes.
We can tell them where to get capital, how to get it, and how to use it so they can improve and get profits. That's something you cannot get apart from auditing firms and other advisory firms that have reputation for that. So it's just a mere example. But when you talk about corporate governance, it's a very huge terminology. Corporate governance, audit is part of corporate governance, of course. Recruitment, employment, right people, training, skills, capacity building, both in the government, private entities, NGOs, they require auditing firms like BMG to advise them and develop. We have seen companies collapse. They don't actually celebrate their anniversary, first anniversary. It's because of lack of corporate governance, lack of advisory services that are appropriate. So when we talk about advisory services, it's a very huge instrument, and auditing firms are here to do that. Institute of Public Accountants of Rwanda was established in 2008 to instill corporate governance within organizations through regulating auditing firms who do that work. And that's what exactly we do. Companies that work with auditing firms, they flourish, they get profits and dividends. And this is what has been lacking in most of the East African economies. But with the speed at which institutions are regulating firms, at which investors are coming looking for these firms, at which advisory services are provided, I'm very sure companies are going to be better than before.
Yes, allow me to get you into this question, especially I'll speak on many people that I've had complaining. As a man, I'm pretty sure that has been in the tax services for quite some time. I want, for some, it's a complaint where they say taxes in Rwanda are high. Some investors come in and they say, well, the VAT is really high, and we think that this is not one of the key challenges we're facing as business people. I want you to clarify and give us your own take on that same issue. Do you really think taxes are really high?
I don't think so, in my own view, because when you say in East Africa, what do you compare? What are our tax rates in Rwanda, for example, compared to those similar rates in East Africa? Look at the VAT. As you said, we are 18%. Uganda is 18%. Tanzania is 18%. Burundi is 18%. It's only Kenya that is 16 now. Yes. Okay. You talk about corporate income taxes. We are actually at 30%, all of us. You talk about payroll taxes. In fact, in East Africa, a country like Uganda, they are at 40%. Whereas in Rwanda, we are at 30%. So what do you think? What do you mean when you say taxes are high? However, the only challenge I see is tax compliance. Individuals, most of them are not compliant, if I can say, because e-tax, even if you say you pay 1% or 3%, someone who is not willing to pay will still complain and say that even 2% or 5% is high. Tax has never been, accepted 100% by everyone. We have a low tax base. Very few companies, some companies who are very compliant pay. Some individuals who are compliant pay, but we still have the informal sector kind of setting whereby people want to hide and say taxes are high. And these people who are complaining, I have not done research, maybe you have done, but who is complaining? First look at who is complaining and what is the level of complaint. Reduce taxes 10%, for example. Do you think you not receive similar complaints? So people need advisory services. People need to be compliant and pay legitimate taxes. To pay legitimate taxes according to the law. They should not pay high, they should not pay less.
Yes. Well, again, this is another question that I think I speak on a lot on behalf of people, especially the young people. And I'm pretty sure as a manager of tax services, you get to see a lot of talent passing through your eyes. But then I come on the issue of recruitment here in Rwanda. I'm sure as KPMG, you recruit highly qualified people, especially with professional courses like CPA or any other certified accountancy courses. But I want you to clearly give us of a picture of how the domestic recruitment has been for you at KPMG. And if so, what is KPMG trying to say, especially that you say that the skills are really scarce around here?
Yeah, the skill, to be advisor, you have to have some advanced skill, you know, compared to whom you're advising. And that's why you rightly said we employ highly skilled people. But you don't obtain them locally, we create them. We recruit.
So you create them around here?
Yes, we recruit like any other organization from universities. We take undergraduates from schools, the best performers. We don't take any undergraduate. Our recruitment is very critical. Best performers, pass them through all the KPMG mandatory trainings, and I hope other organizations do the same, similar to us. And then equip them, train them in relevant courses, actuarial services, valuation services, auditing services, taxation, international taxation, and local taxation as well. So they become advanced in terms of, they know what they are doing. Locally, you can't find them already made. They are very scarce.
Yes.
So what the best option is for us to recruit undergraduates who are performing well with first class or minimum, second class upper. And then, irrespective of the course, whether management, engineering, or agriculture, whatever, train them, get them equipped with skills, pass them through mandatory trainings, and then they keep on bringing their CPD, continuous professional development hours, so that they are able to advise and catch up with the global economy, what is happening in the economy, and then advise our clients. And then they prosper, get revenue, and then the country becomes happy.
Of course.
That is the impact we are creating.
Of course. Thank you for the impact, of course. Now, coming, of course, to my final conclusion as a person that is working with an auditing firm. Well, the culture of auditing in Rwanda is really still low compared to any other East African country, as I might say. So what do you think is the main reason behind that same culture? And if so, what do you think should be done in order to improve something in that same sector?
Actually, I'm not saying that the culture of auditing is low. Companies prefer audit. And you said at the beginning that most companies are regulated. Look at insurance companies, look at the banking sector, microfinance institutions. They are all audited. Listed companies, they have to be audited as a must.
Of course.
So the companies are audited, and they like that. And it's a requirement sometimes.
But do individuals also come to it?
What we perhaps the challenge is SMEs.
Yes.
SMEs, they don't take audit as, you know, as part of corporate governance. And I think that's one of the reasons why some of them don't celebrate their anniversary, because they are lacking that element within them. And again, it's not well enforced, you know, by regulators. And so that, for example, if I can say, in East Africa, just as an example, you cannot submit a tax return to the tax administration that has not been reviewed by a certified public accountant to minimize the tax exposure. Here, it's a requirement that when you are a large company, to a tune of around 400 million Rwanda francs, you must submit a return that is certified by a certified public accountant. But even people who are below, if they want to grow, access finance, go to bank, they should present audited financial statements. And then they are trusted and they get revenue. So the culture is there, but in some SMEs and individuals, they don't look at that.
So it's upon the regulator to enforce that.
The individual themselves and business themselves, they should know the purpose of auditing. Auditors are there to help you grow your business, see the mistakes you are making and make corrections, access loans, have corporate governance, have right skills, and then you prosper. But if you shun that and you say, me, I don't prefer that audit, then you remain informal and you never get any access to finance, access to modern methodologies of doing business.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Musinguzi, for your time and coming out to give us a little bit of information about the whole taxation and auditing information in Rwanda. Thank you so much for being on the show, and we hope to have you again on the show.
Thank you, Ivan.
All right, thank you so much. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Okay, let's get to this business. Yvette Shumbusho has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Rwanda is promoting a green economy under the medium-term development blueprint to ensure the country develops in a sustainable manner that encourages resource conservation as well as environmental protection to ensure sustainable growth. This approach also involves construction of environmentally friendly green homes and the use of renewable energy sources. The green economy is one of the targets Rwanda seeks to achieve under the second Economic Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy that runs up to 2018. This concept has attracted attention from some firms like Horizon Group, which is working on ways to create awareness among Rwandans about the benefits of green living. As demand for housing continues to grow, experts say that Rwanda needs to adopt innovative approaches to develop more houses onto the market. Lillian Mupendi, the Chief Executive Officer of Ultimate Developers Limited, says Rwanda should maximize the available land to develop affordable houses to serve all the segments of the market. One way of maximizing the limited land they have is by embracing the apartment model of housing. But this is also equally important to make sure that they have new models that allow them to achieve the objective and ensure every Rwandan has a decent home. Uganda and Kenya are becoming appealing destinations for investors from the Gulf region, according to a new report by the Economist's Intelligence Unit. Retail and hypermarkets, vehicles, commercial banking, and tourism are key sectors of interest, predominantly in the areas in which companies have experience and comparative advantage. The study, commissioned by the Dubai Chamber to examine Africa's growth drivers outside the historically dominated natural resources and raw commodity sectors, shows that the sub-Saharan African countries that have attracted the larger number of Gulf investors, between 10 to 25 per firm, are Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and Uganda. You're up to date with today's business headlines. Sports news coming in just a minute with Moses Virikunzira.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine in Rwanda. Time now for your sport news. I'm Moses Virikunzira. Starting with local basketball, IPRC South stand Espoir to win Hoops pre-season tournament on Sunday. IPRC South stand defending champions Espoir 83-64 to win the basketball pre-season tournament on Sunday evening at Amahoro Indom Stadium. IPRC South, only formed last year, lost the first quarter 22-11, but never lost hopes as they bounced back to take a remaining three quarters 14-10, 24-14, and 34-28 respectively to seal their second piece of silverware in a space of 3 weeks, after triumphing in the inter-universities competitions. In women's category, the 8-time regular league champions APR Basketball Club won 63-59 over University of Rwanda College of Arts and Social Sciences to be crowned champions. And now onto European football. Real Madrid president gave both full support on Monday. Rafa Benitez has been given the full backing of Real Madrid president, although Florentino Perez did describe the 4-0 defeat to Barcelona as horrible. The performance, and said no one could say what would happen in the longer term. Perez gave Benitez the expected vote of confidence, and he also appeared to blame Saturday's defeat on previous coach Carlo Ancelotti, saying the team has undergone gradual deterioration since January 1st. Of the 4-0 loss, Perez said it was a very bad performance. We all saw that, but these things can happen. It was a horrible game, but it was just one. The UEFA Champions League. Juventus face injury crisis ahead of Manchester City Champions League crash today. Juventus are facing an injury crisis ahead of their Champions League group game with Manchester City, with midfielder Hernandez ruled out, and the club are sweating on the fitness of Patrice Evra and Sami Khedira. Brazilian Hernandez will be sidelined for nearly a month with a tight injury, although he is already suspended for the club's next 2 European games. Elsewhere, Paris Saint-Germain visit Malmo, Real Madrid visits Shakhtar Donetsk, while Manchester United hosts PSV Eindhoven. 2 weeks ago, Rwanda Open 2015 was concluded at Kigali Golf Club, and it was followed by the interregional golf tournament, the East African Golf Challenge. And it was hosted at the same venue, and I was at Kigali Golf Club to bring you all the details on how it went. Take a look.
On Wednesday last week, Pakistan professional golfers from all over East African region, Council and started the 2015 Golf Open at Kigali Golf Club. He decided to run the 4-day event with 311 golf after playing his best golf round in his career. For professionals, Philippe has put for the first position, but it was dismissed in this one for only tournament to declare points clear to both Uganda Peter Kisimana and Emmanuel Terana, who took on the second position. The teacher said that he needed more practice in order to win the next year's Rwanda Open.
It was like, I just had an, hard rock. It's a game. I tried my best. I tried to keep head down, but I didn't do well. So, but I need more practice. So what I can say, I can congratulate the winner. Like in this, they played well. And my partner, and he played well too, Emmanuel Terana. So I can say I will keep it up, keep more practicing for next year. So maybe next year I can win it again.
I need more practice because I did practice before we started tournament, but it was not enough because I was busy. As you know, I work on the golf course. But I like to do more practice that next year I take this money.
I got my experience because I've played this tournament, this game of golf for 25 years. Now I've got the experience. I knew that guys, they can't beat me for 4 days, maybe. Sometimes they can beat me, but sometimes, this is a short. This is 9 holes. 9 holes, it's tough. Anybody can challenge you from anywhere. They must work hard, practicing hard. You must expend for 8 hours on the golf course or 6 hours. He can play well. When he is coming here to play only 2 hours to 1 hour, and then he say he knows how to play, he can't. This game needs a lot of practice.
I'm moving on to the East African Golf Challenge. After the conclusion of the 2015 Rwanda Open, the East African Golf Challenge continued as the Rwanda national golf team failed in their bid to win the East African Challenge title as the defending champions Uganda successfully defended the trophy with a total of 18.5 points over the weekend at the Paris 72 Kigali Golf Course. Uganda won the 3-day regional tournament 1 point ahead of second place Kenya, while host Rwanda finished in third position as it was last year in Uganda with a record 14.5 points. The winners Uganda scored 11 of the 18.5 points from winning singles match plays, 8.5 points from foursomes, and 4 points in four-ball better ball. Host Rwanda registered 9.5 of the total from singles match plays, 2 from foursomes, and 4 from four-ball better ball, while Kenya had 13 points from singles and 2.5 from foursomes, as well as 2 points in four-ball better ball. Tanzania, who took third place with a total of 7 points, gained 5 of them in singles, 1.8 from foursomes, and four-ball better ball respectively, with Ethiopia, host of next year's edition, scored 1.5 in singles, 1 point in foursomes, and 4 to get even half point in four-ball better ball. Finally, the total attention of many was the rise of a teenager golfer named Sanzuera, 15 years old, the winner of net category in Rwanda Open with 147 strokes, who managed to win 3 points out of 4, beating Uganda, Ethiopia, and Tanzania in the process for his first appearance in the competition. With his brother Alois, who also won 3 of 4 possible points, for Lions, the target for the national golf team is to win the competition next year in Ethiopia. Moses Ibilukuzira, Resident Rwanda.
And joining me in the studio now is Mr. Andrew Mwandi, the chairman of Rwanda Golf Union. Welcome in the studio, sir.
Thank you.
To start with, the Rwanda Open 2015 has concluded 2 weeks ago, and it was won by Rwandan Gilles Dusabe in the amateurs category, and also it was in professional category. It was won by Indiza. But we saw the rise of a young man called Celestin Sanzuera. He won a net category. He's 15 years old. Now, can you please take us on the rise of this young man and how the tournament went through in general?
Thank you, Moses. The Rwanda Open, which ended 2 weeks, which took 2 weeks, ended last week, after which you had the East African Golf Challenge.
Yes.
But the Rwanda Open of this year was more special because we had more participants than last year.
Yeah.
We had about 100 members who turned out from the region and beyond.
Yeah.
And the local participation was about 70. And out of those, we had the young people.
Yeah.
In the name of Celestin.
Yeah. And
it's not only him. We had very many young people. And it's a result of the union's hard work to entice or motivate the young people to take up the game. And now we have very many young people who are really promising. And we provided the training. That's why they were able to compete and eventually win. So it was a very interesting competition because we received the cream of the amateur golfers from the region. So ours also, who are also the top, competed with them, and one of the young person emerged as a winner. Yeah. So it was a very, very interesting and very nice, encouraging to us.
Congratulations on that. And now moving up to East African Golf Challenge. It just concluded on Saturday last week. And Rwanda was the third for 2 years in a row. They were third last year in Entebbe, and Uganda eventually became the winner again in Kigali. They did it last time when we hosted the competition in 2009.
Yes.
And now, I mean 2010, sorry. Now here, what went wrong? Because I believe that we were ready and prepared to win this tournament because it was at home soil. Now, what went wrong that we didn't actually win the tournament?
Moses, there is nothing that went wrong. You know, any tournament, when you are preparing, everyone wants to be number one.
Yeah.
So we put in a lot of effort. We had our team, which we trained for about a month, and before that we were training. We put in a lot of resources to make sure that we win, but we didn't. Now, when you compare our standards with the other two countries which came first, that is Uganda, which was number one, Kenya number 2, we're number 3, Tanzania number 4, Ethiopia number 5. Burundi didn't turn up because of their reason, although they had confirmed. When you compare our standards and you find that the difference of these 3 points, which they beat us, I think I attribute it to lack of exposure on part of our young people.
And
we had about 4 new entrants in this game in the competition. These are the people who didn't go to compete in Uganda in Entebbe. So I think with the lack of experience they had, lack of exposure, contributed a bit. But when you compare a team like Uganda, which was sent to South Africa to train for 3 months, residential training, Kenya, they had 2 months, and when you compare that, these countries, especially Uganda and Kenya, they have a pool of clubs to select. The Uganda has over 20, Kenya has over 30 golf clubs, and membership, of course, is bigger. But that's not an excuse on our part. Because we have a few members. The problem was that these ones, especially the young ones, lacked the exposure. Now, you will realize that when the team that went to Entebbe last year, the boys who are new in Entebbe, who participated for the first time, when they came here this time, they performed much better. Now we think these ones who are now upcoming, when they go to Ethiopia next year, they will compete with a lot of confidence.
So fire is coming up for Rwanda. They should expect the fire. And the fact that we got a record for 10.5 points, it's also a promising result. Now, taking me to the last question. Everyone is asking, what does it take to be a member at Kigali Golf Club? You are the chairman of Rwanda Golf Union. You are the man who orchestrates everything that is going on at the golf club. So what does it take to be a member at Kigali Golf Club? And of course, there's a development and the construction of Kigali Golf Course that is being developed by South Africans. Now, it's going to be an international golf course in Africa and in Central East Africa. Now, are you going to increase the membership, or are you going to encourage people to come in and fast start? What is it? What are you plans for people, especially the Christmas is coming up, and
Yeah, first of all, this to become a member of the golf club is not as expensive as some people think. It's just the willingness to join the sport, to get trained, to learn it, and take interest. Once you have taken interest, we take care of your membership.
Okay.
It's rather affordable, I may say. But now we have had a partner developer who is coming to upgrade the course, the golf course, to international standard. We are building a club house. Actually, it's no longer going to be a golf club. It's going to be a country club. Wow. A country club means you have other discipline of sports, like tennis. We shall have tennis. We shall have basketball. We shall have swimming. We shall have squash, volleyball, all sorts of games for the country club. So you can become a member of the club when you're not actually a golfer.
Wow.
You go into another discipline. So eventually the intention is that when you go into those disciplines, or you come to a club, you can eventually come to the golf because you are near. So that's one advantage. And we can actually request or appeal to people to become members, because the facilities now we are going to have are more appealing. They are international standards. By next year, June, there will be no excuse of not joining the club.
Okay, thank you so much. Now you've heard from the man himself, the man who orchestrates the golf club and the golf course in general. He's the chairman of Rwanda Golf Union, and he's welcoming everybody who would like to play the golf game, not only the game, but in other disciplines, because the golf club is going to be the best golf club in Africa, in East Africa and Central Africa. Watching Rise and Shine in Rwanda, local and international news are coming up next. We'll be right back.
It's unbelievable, but what you see is what you pay.
Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
The decision by Burundi to recall 4 of its 9 representatives in the East African Legislative Assembly has stirred controversy, with some saying that the move goes against the treaty establishing the East African Community. The 4 include Jeremy Ngendakumana, a former member of the ruling National Council for the Defense of Democracy, Defense Forces of Democracy, CNDD FDD party, and he is among those who in March opposed President Pierre Nkurunziza's later successful bid for a 3rd term. The other members who have also allegedly fallen out of favor with the political establishment in Bujumbura are Dr. Martin Nduwimana, Frederick Nyendabuhoro, and Yves Nsabimana. All the 4 have been asked to relinquish their East African Legislative Assembly seats.
The National Commission for the Fight Against Genocide, CNLG, has issued a fresh call for French courts to cancel standing arrest warrants against 9 Rwandan officials and senior officers of the Rwandan Defense Forces, saying that the warrants are politically motivated. In 2006, ex-anti-terrorism French judge Jean-Louis Bruguière accused 9 members of the Rwandan government of their involvement in the assassination of the former Rwandan president Juvenal Habyarimana and his Burundian counterpart Cyprien Ntaryamira, and issued arrest warrants against the accused following a controversial investigation.
And in regional news, the United States is to put sanctions on 4 current and former officials in Burundi in connection with the continuing violence. They include the Minister of Public Security and the Deputy Director of Police. The 4 will face an asset freeze and visa restriction. The U.S. says President Pierre Nkurunziza's pursuit of a 3rd term has precipitated to violence, which has left at least 240 dead since April. The violence increased in recent weeks, with bodies found on the streets on a daily basis. Those facing the U.S. sanctions are Public Security Minister Ale Bunyoni, the Deputy Director of the National Police Godefroy Bizimana, former Intelligence Chief Godefroy Niyombare, former Defense Minister Sier Ndayurukiye.
And in international news, the U.S. has issued a worldwide travel alert for the citizens in response to increased terrorist threats. Current information suggested that Islamic State group Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and others continue to plan terrorist attacks in multiple regions. The alert, is said, will remain in place until 24th February 2016. France, Russia, Mali, and several other countries have seen deadly attacks in the past month.
Okay, lots more still to come. We take a look at what's happening in lifestyle on our daily debate section, Hot Topics with Sherry Uwase. We'll be right back.
It's time now for your lifestyle update. I am Sherry Uwase. Christmas is just around the corner and preparations for the festive season are in lineup. Just this past weekend at Hotel de Mille Collines by Kempinski was an event Christmas bazaar that aimed at showcasing various creative art pieces as well as ushering people into the Christmas festive season. Take a look.
Hi, this is Cheryl Mudagazi, President of AIC.
And Kim MacDonald, Vice President of AIC.
AIC stands for African International Club, and we're here today to raise money for grassroots organisations in Rwanda. Our organisation consists of expats as well as Rwandans, and we come together in a social sense to work for charity in Rwanda. So today, the Christmas Bazaar is one of our major fundraising events for the year. We work with a number of different organisations, and we support a range up to 80 different grassroots cooperatives and organisations in Rwanda. We've had a range of different businesses as well as cooperatives. Many of the cooperatives who we have supported in a range of different ways during the year, we invite to come to this venue, because not only are we raising funds to support new organisations, but we are also supporting those cooperatives that are now part of the AIC family.
Hey, so I'm Felix and I'm from London, and I just got to Kigali 6 weeks ago. I heard about this Christmas Bazaar through just about everybody I know in Rwanda who seems to be going today, and I've really enjoyed it. I was just saying to my friend Sally that there's some great stuff, and I like that it's stuff which isn't just about, it's not necessarily just a souvenir from Rwanda, but you buy it because it's actually just very, very good stuff, such as I bought some jewellery from a guy called Abraham, which I thought was fantastic.
Abanduka i Remera baturutse muri koperative y'abihanganye ba Remera twazanye gucururiza ibikorwa byacu mo hano, ariko turimo gutemberamo tureba kuko iyo dutemberamo niho tumenyera ubumenyi, tukareba ibyo tutabasha gukora natwe tukabikopera, tukabasha kuba twabikora kugira ngo twongere ubumenyi muri koperative.
Christmas. You know, in the West, they start preparing for Christmas. I think it's in late October.
That is crazy. Because we start like 24th.
Yeah, we start on the 24th
of December.
You know, that's when people start. Okay, maybe when I was younger, Christmas was better than it is right now. You know, there would be a Christmas tree
and decorations, and you get gifts, and then that's a new dress you get to wear.
You used to, yeah. They used to buy you clothes for Christmas. So and sometimes they'd have to buy it in Jan when the prices are really low, and then they keep it.
Are you serious? I actually think that actually happened once in my family.
Yeah, no, I knew. Okay, maybe it wasn't really January,
but it was
but
very
then they used
early.
to. Yeah, it was very early. They used
and then
to
they
buy
have like this suitcase where they keep.
You guys had that too.
Okay, enough about our Christmas.
All right. Now, yes.
What happened at Mille Collines?
Yeah, what happened at Mille Collines is that there were different pieces of art that people, creative art, people who make beads, people who do paintings, who make, you know, this kind of shoes using beads and using paintings and all that. So it was really amazing. People showed up. There was a bouncing castle for kids. You know, it was really an exciting time. I had fun. And there was lots of food also.
Really?
The cuisine was amazing. So
That's really good. Is there anything, could people actually like buy some of the stuff that was being showcased or exhibited?
Yeah, definitely. That was the whole point. The whole point was that people can buy and people can, you know, get to see what this what was being showcased there. So there was so many things that were being sold.
So apart from things being sold and exhibited, why did they decide to have this Christmas bazaar now?
Actually, I should have said it earlier. The organizing group, which is a AIC, it's a group of women. When they were, it was a charity. It was a charity. They were raising money for a foundation to give back. So it was basically because you had to pay. There was an entrance fee, definitely.
Okay.
So this was all just a charity.
Oh,
right.
I guess for the other children, the ones that are not as privileged to be able to have something for Christmas.
Yeah, the people who are not, exactly. Children
How
who are not,
thoughtful.
who are not privileged to enjoy Christmas. And Father Christmas was also there.
He was?
As you have seen in
Was
the
he
VT, in the
African?
video. Yes, he was African. This time he was African.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team, we have been up and about gathering everything that you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. So we've got it all for you right here, right now. Robert F. Smith, investment tycoon and the second richest African American, has offered to sponsor the education of the girls who escaped from the Boko Haram in Nigeria. Some of the girls could not go back to school because they had no funds to pay for their education. Now the U.S. billionaire Mr. Smith, a businessman and the second richest African American man, has pledged to pay for education expenses of the girls who escaped from Boko Haram in Nigeria. The 21 girls have taken a risky step to going back to school and attending the American University of Nigeria. It has been it happened, the Boko Haram terrorism that took the girls away, it happened earlier this year. So, and 21 of the girls managed to escape after kidnapping 227 of the girls. I think we're all very familiar with this story when the Boko Haram just stormed in a girls' school and they decided to take these girls, 276 of them. And just earlier this year we had 221 of them escape.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even if all of them were pregnant, this Good Samaritan has just come out and he has said, you know what, I can actually use my wealth and invest it in a very right way.
Yes.
Yes, Yvette.
I mean, they say that if you educate a man, then you just educate him. If you educate a woman, then you're educating a whole nation, a whole family,
right.
you know? And so he's very smart. I mean, that's why he's a tycoon.
Right.
He's very smart to
Clearly.
invest in these women. And it's also, he's giving back. So it's a charitable cause. He's giving back to people that have not been able to go back to school, given everything that has happened to them. So definitely big ups to him, like kudos to him. And I hope the girls also take this, you know, they're all expecting, and probably some of them have even given birth, and which is very unfortunate for them. But I hope they really look at this in a very positive way, and they use whatever means they have been given by this tycoon and really go back into education and really make a difference in their lives and be able to fight these Boko Haram terrorists.
Right, Ivan.
Well, Shay, I'm very happy because of this initiative. First of all, I recall when I was watching some news back then, a few months back, some of these girls, when they even went back home, they had to face difficulties to the fact that they had been pregnant, and especially pregnant with babies that, you know, belonged to the fathers that, you know, had abducted them and had caused a lot of terrorism in Nigeria. So they got a lot of society kind of rejection, because, you know, in some African societies, when you get pregnant when you're still young, then some of them reject you. But what's come to us, I think, for me at this moment, I'm very happy because of this outstanding philanthropism that this African American billionaire has demonstrated. And to make things even better, they're going to get, I'm pretty sure, a very good education at the American University in Nigeria. So I'm very excited for them, and I hope that as they go back to the path into their lives, because of course they still face a lot of trauma, and they're going through a lot, because, you know, pregnant to somebody who has kidnapped you and then you have their baby, it's a lot of injury to their heart, and I hope they go through it. And congratulations to them, now they're going back to school, an American school.
All right, amazing.
To me, when it comes to someone taking initiative to support and help women and girls in particular, I'm very fond of, as I always mention here.
Yes.
And for this man, Mr. Smith, he took an initiative that no one else has taken.
Right.
And the fact that he's an American, African American, giving back to Africa, especially to people who have been facing difficulties in their lives, and not difficulties as you can say, but very difficulties. You know, being kidnapped and get pregnant for a terrorist is kind of, it's a shock.
Traumatizing.
It's a trauma. And for him to go back and give them a support, I think this is an initiative he has taken, and I'm very sure that many will follow, especially the big billionaires in Africa should step up, like Nigerians. The biggest, big billionaire in Africa is Aliko Dangote. He should step up again. He's a very good philanthropist, and even other Americans, not only African Americans, but even other people around the world should take an initiative and decide to come up and help these girls. Not only the education, but also how they are going to integrate in a community, in a society. And after they give birth to their babies, who is going to take care of them? Is it the government? Is those people? I mean, the initiative should not only be education, but should be also, it should cover other aspects of life. And also after education, where next? You know, and that's a very good initiative, and congratulations to Mr. Smith, and also other billionaires should follow. Not only billionaires, even other people should take an initiative and support the initiative.
And just to add on what Moses is saying, I feel like this is really something, he's paved the way. Maybe somebody wanted to help, but they really didn't know where to begin. And there are many tycoons out here, there are many good Samaritans, not even tycoons, but just, you know, organizations, financing organizations that probably are doing such stuff for charity. And also, let me just say, this is very encouraging for the young girls, for them to go back to school. I mean, you're having a baby of a pregnancy that you definitely was a nightmare for almost all of them. Actually, all of them. All of them, And now somebody is coming and encouraging you. You know what? You need to go on with your future. You need to go ahead. So this is rather very impressive, and very empowering.
I believe there's light after darkness.
There's a light after the darkness.
There's light after darkness. And when you face those difficulties, and someone comes up and pull you out and pave you away, this should be time for them to use this opportunity, and also become ambassadors, give a message to all other people who face other difficulties, not only from Boko Haram, but other African nations. To also give them a message of like, you can make it even when you've been through these difficulties.
And it's good that he's investing in lives and not a business or a profit.
You know, he's very smart.
Yeah, he is very strategic. So as always, I always like you know, winding it by bringing it back home. And unfortunately, we mourn with the first family. President Paul Kagame lost his mother, and as the Rise and Shine team and the rest of Rwanda, we want to pass our sincere condolences. Now, Asteria Dutagambwa, the mother of Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, died on Sunday, November the 22nd of this year. Now, President Kagame tweeted, and I quote, "I know mothers are special people to many. Mine was very special to me. She has passed on. May God rest her in peace." And indeed, may God rest her in peace. You know, when this happened, maybe so many of us didn't really know it was true until he tweeted, and he got a lot of feedback from, you know, very many influential people. Uhuru Kenyatta tweeted, William Ruto tweeted, Rick Warren's wife tweeted. You know, that's just all that we can get for now. But very many people tweeted, and Rwandans at large, you know, they just expressed their condolences.
Yes, and they passed on. I mean, it's unthinkable having to go through that, even no matter what age you are. I mean, even if you're 60 years old and you lose your mother, it's very difficult because it's somebody that brought you up. I mean, it's somebody that you always look up to. And so I do everybody sends their condolences to the first family, and we stand with you in prayer and pray that she rests in peace.
Amen. Amen.
Well, it's a sad moment for everyone, of course. At least if you look at the kind of history the mother has had with the president and what they went through together, all the memories they had, and what they went through together in the hard times. And now that he has lost a mother, but again, well, I think, of course, it's a hard moment for their family, and at this moment, all we can say is condolences to the first family, and we pray that they keep up the strength as we go through this hard moment for them.
True. Yeah, Moses.
For me, it's very sad. Very sad, because he's not only the mother of the President of the Republic, but he's also a mother of many people, the whole nation.
Yes.
He's the mother of the whole nation.
Yes.
And to me, as Rwandan, I'm so sad, and also I send my condolences. I don't have much to say. It's a very sad story, but I believe he's going to go through this sad moment, and this is going to make His Excellency President and the first family even much stronger to go to overcome, because the moment you overcome this bad moment, you get out a stronger person and ready to overcome any difficulty that can come along your way. And maybe I send my condolences to the first family, and of course to all Rwandans, because he's not only the mother of the president, he's the mother of the whole nation.
Okay, let me just wind it up by saying this, particularly when it comes to President Kagame. He is the last born of six of. It's a family of 6 children, and he is the last born. So this could come off maybe a bit very, deep for him. You know how lastborns can be with their mothers.
Yes.
So we just hope that this is going to be a season that they will overcome. And it's life. It's life. We all have to go through this at some point in life. But how we endure and how we come out is what matters most.
Of course.
Yes.
All right. So do not go away. More hot topics to come tomorrow. We'll be right back after the break.
Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on Facebook and send us your ideas for programs. Check out our Rise and Shine YouTube page, where you can catch all the shows and reports we do. Finally, find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine Rwanda RW. We'll love to see your pictures, or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website, www.riseandshinerwanda.com. Well, that is all the time we have for you today, but we do love to hear your feedback, and let us know if you have any ideas for programs. You have been watching Rise and Shine with me, Yvette Shumbusho.
And of course, me, Ivan Magwene. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and the rest of the Rise and Shine team, have a very good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.